story time when my two friends slept over and the cops got called. Okay, I'm gonna do this quick, so like try to catch up, like try to like keep up. So my two friends slept over and they wanted to sneak out, and I didn't want to sneak out with them, but I told them they could sneak out, but I'm just not going with them. So I snuck them out of my basement door. I have 3 floors. Snuck them out of my basement door. I was like, come in the same door, come upstairs. Like, no one ain't, like, you're fine. Like, no one's gonna, like, catch you. Like, you're dead all fine. Like, promise. That, in fact, did not happen. So they're out and about, and they went to go meet up with these 3 boys that none of them can drive except one boy. And he's like a grown, like, I'm pretty sure he's like, not a grown man, but I'm pretty sure he's like 18 and up. So this 18 and up dude, we're probably like 13 at the time. I didn't know any of this. Like, I didn't know what they were doing, sneaking out. I don't know why I didn't ask. Maybe I did. I was just like, okay, bye. Like, bye. So I go to sleep. They're out and about. They come back to my house, but they brought the 3 boys with them. But they never texted me. Like, I would have never got the text because I was on D&D and I was out, bro. But when I woke up, there was not even a text being like, hey, Myra, like, can we please bring these 3 boys in? Not a peep from either of the girls being like, hey, can we bring these girls? Or can we bring these boys in your house? So my mom sleeps on the main level. So there's 3 levels. She sleeps on the middle level, the main level. So one of the girls walks up to the main level and then walks up to the high level where I'm sleeping in my bedroom. I don't know why she was in there. I don't know why she came upstairs, but she's like, that's whatever. She can do that. But my mom wakes up and she hears it and she's like, Myra? And she like sits up, and from where my mom sleeps in the middle floor, you could see the stairs going upstairs. So she's like, Myra, no response. She sits up and she sees the blonde girl. There's 2 blondes. I'm the only brunette. So like, that's obviously not me. And it's 4 a.m. And she's like, why is somebody roaming around my house that's not Myra at 4 a.m.? Like, something's weird. So I guess the girl walks downstairs. She goes back to the basement. They're all just in the basement chilling. I don't know how long they were there. I didn't even ask. I don't know how long they were there for. I don't even remember what time that they snuck out. But I guess my mom goes downstairs. I guess they hear my mom going down the stairs. So one girl and the 3 boys get in the bathtub and close the curtains. So they're sitting in the bathtub. The other girl hops on the guest bedroom in the basement, like in the guest room. Like there's a big basement and then there's like a separate room. So she hops on to bed in the second room. But my sister and all 6 of her friends are in this bed already. There's so many people in this freaking bed. She just gets on top of them. I mean, they're all under the covers. They're like all snuggled up, and she's just on top of them, pretending to sleep. So my mom walks in. She turns on the light, because I guess I don't know if the light was off. I really don't know. But she's like, she sees one of my friends on top of it, and she's like, okay, like, that's kind of weird, but, like, that's not, like, too weird, right? That's not, like, she thinks she's asleep. So she walks into the connecting bathroom of that bedroom, and she turns on the light, nothing's weird. She checks under the cabinet, just, like, make sure, like, whatever, and she's like, okay, like, I don't know. But she's also like, I know they're down here. Like, I heard them down here. Like, why can I not find anybody, you know? Like, I found one girl, but, like, why can I not find the other girl? And why are you guys now asleep? But she's like, she doesn't know. She doesn't understand. But then she's walking out of the bathroom, and one of them squeaks a bum-off shoe on the bathroom, on, like, the tile of the bathtub. And she's like, okay, and she whips that curtain open, and she's like, what the, like, I don't cuss, but, like, she, like, yelled. It was so freaking loud. And so I'm assuming she's like, where is Myra? And they're like, she's upstairs sleeping. So my mom comes, gets me, shakes me awake, like, vigorously shakes me, and I wake up, and I'm, like, in deep sleep. I'm like, she's like, what the F, Myra, what the, and I'm like, oh, they're dumb, all got caught sneaking back in. Like, you dumb. And so I walk downstairs. My mom's like, come with me. So she walks me downstairs. And how my basement is, you walk in, you turn like a 45-degree angle, you see the bedroom. You turn a 90-degree angle, you see the bathroom. So the 2 girls are in the bedroom, sitting on the bed, on the corner of the bed, like, just like huddled together. And then I turn a 90 degrees, and I see 3 boys sitting on my toilet. I thought I was in a fever dream. I literally looked at them and I was like, what? Like, what? Why are you here? And I looked back at the girls and I'm like, what did you do? That's all I said. I was like, what did you do? And so I explained to my mom, I was like, yeah, like they wanted to sneak out. I didn't want to go with them, so I let them sneak out on their own. Like, I get I shouldn't have done that, but I did, you know. But I didn't sneak out with them, so like, save my grace, bro. So my mom's super pissed. Obviously, she calls the cops on the boys. Like, she's like, cops take these boys home. She's not like be like, oh, like, you know, pressing them or charging them with trespassing. She was just like, they take these boys home. I'm not doing it. So the cops, like, they take the cops were actually really chill. Took the boys to McDonald's. Like, they got home safe and sound. Like, I don't even think the cops told the boys' parents. But the two other girls were a different story. They stayed, and my mom was like, both of you call your parents now. It's 4 a.m., by the way. 4 a.m. Like, I think it's literally 4:20 a.m. And they both call their parents. Like, I mean, it's 4 a.m. Like, you gotta ring. Like, they're blowing up their parents' phone. So one of the girls that my family doesn't really know. So one girl my family knows that I'm, like, really best friends with. And then one girl who's never been to my house before. The girl's never been to my house before. Her mom answers. And my mom's like, okay, your mom's coming. Get out. Like, get out. Sit on the front porch. It's like, we don't want you in it. Like, leave. And so the girl's just like sitting on the front porch. Like, she got picked up, but I did not see her after that. And the other girl, I remember she's on my living room couch. And for some reason, I went back upstairs. I don't know why I went back upstairs, but I did. Like, I think I needed something, but I came. And my mom is, like, literally sitting on the couch, like, staring at the other girl. Like, she's just, like, waiting for her mom to call or pick up. So her mom picks up, like, the one girl's mom picks up, and, like, this girl's mom, like, is just so fed up. Like, she's so fed up. Like, this is not the first, like, this is, like, genuinely probably, like, the best thing to ever happen to this girl. And she's like, mommy, like, pick me up, like, da-da-da-da. And then my mom, like, I guess takes the phone and is like, they did this, like, she needs to get out. Like, this is unacceptable. So they both get picked up, but one girl was allowed to stay in my house, the other wasn't, because my mom, like, knew the one girl, and then the other girl was, like, she didn't know at all, and she was just, like, pissed, like, I don't even know you. Like, I don't even know you, and you're disrespecting my house like this. Like, what? So they both got picked up, and I went back to sleep, and all was good with me. I ain't getting in trouble, because I ain't doing really nothing. Like, my mom was just like, please don't. The boys even came anyway, because they were like, the boys were supposed to get dropped off before my house, and so the girls were like, we don't want to be alone with him, with the driver, like, we don't want to be alone with him, like, he's weird, he's a creep. And so the boys almost felt obligated to be like, okay, like, we have to come with you, or, like, you're gonna get assaulted, essentially. Like, that's what, the boys are even younger than we're 13, I mean, they're probably, like, 12, y'all, like, I'm talking young, like, they, you know, like, they don't. My mom ended up, like, once, like, she knew that and, like, really listened to it, she was like, okay, I kind of feel bad for the boys. Like, she felt bad for the boys because, like, you literally just, like, convinced these boys that you're gonna, like, get assaulted. So they were both banned from my house, but one of them was my best friend, so I was kind of sad. But she was able to come back for my birthday a couple months later. But, yeah, that's what happened.
What's up, bitches? I'm gonna give you all story time on the first time I ever snuck a boy into my mama's house. Mom, I'm sorry. You don't know this. Back in freshman year, I ain't gonna lie, I was dating this older dude. So, like, no, I don't. Stay far away. 7th grade, and he was just texting me and signing up on all my stories, but he had, like, no profile picture or nothing, so I didn't want to text him. I had went to this alternative right across Peace Middle School, and he had went to Stevens High School. And so, like a duck pond around that area, he would go to that duck pond and play basketball. And I would walk there after school because I would always see him, but, like, I didn't know that was him. I didn't know the boy playing basketball that I liked was the boy on the Instagram that kept texting me. Okay. He comes up to me one day and he's like, oh, like, can I get your Insta? And I'm just like, what? Okay, like, I give it to him. And he's like, oh, you have me on follow back. I'm like, follow. So I follow him, and my mom comes to pick me up, and, like, I'm leaving to walk to the car, and he comes and he's like, hey, and I turn around, I'm like, yeah, and he's like, bye, and I was like, oh, bye. He texted me that day, and he's like, oh, like, you're really beautiful, da-da-da-da. You know when they be lying, coming up with the best lies, you know, you gorgeous, you the only one. You know, I'm not like them, I'm different, I'm nonchalant, I money, yada, 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 whoop-de-doop-de-doo, lie, 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 on top of lie, lie, lie. And I was like, oh, I love a liar. And believed them all. And we started talking. It became a month. After a month, I was like, you know what, like, I want my man to come over, and I know my mom's gonna say no. She's gonna say no because the last time the night comes and my mom's like, oh, that she was supposed to go out. So I'm telling him, like, yeah, you can come over. My mom's gonna go out. Like, don't even worry about it. You're good. We're Gucci. Don't even trip. My mom's getting ready. I go to her room. I'm watching her get ready, which is something I usually do. So she didn't even suspect nothing of that. I leave her room. I go to my room. I'm texting him, like, no, don't come yet. He's like, I'm already on the way. Bye. So my mom's like, okay, bye. And he tells me, I'm here. Right when my mom says bye. So he's pulling in and my mom's going down the stairs, gets in her car and leaves. And the car parks right where come to like maybe 1 or 2 a.m. Like once my brother fell asleep. Because like my mom's like at that point she's already out lit. Like, you know? No. He was trying to come at like 10. So then he's there and I'm like, fuck. Like I'm not going to leave him outside. And he's like, I'm at your door. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so stupid. Because our apartment was a long hallway, my room, my brother's room. My brother's just feds. Okay? My brother used to snitch on me for everything, but he told me now that, he said never have I ever snitched on my siblings, so he would be the favorite. Yeah, that's what he used to do to me. My brother catches him, I'm done. That's it. I'm going back to my aunt's or the mental hospital. Well, then we're in my room, we're chilling, we're laying down. I locked the door. But my stupid ass. My room is connected to my restroom. My restroom is then connected to the hallway. So there's 3 doors in our hallway, right? Mine and my brother's room right across from each other. There's my restroom door right there so that the guests can use it in case we have guests over. My brother comes in from the restroom door. Who's that? I'm telling mom. Da, 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 da. Oh, no. He's like, I don't care. I'm telling mom. I'm calling mom. Calls mom. I'm like, oh. He gets out my room. My mom texts me. She's like, who's in my motherfucking house? I'm calling motherfucking 911. You better get him out of my house. I'm on the way home. Fuck. I'm telling him, I'm like, bro, like, you gotta go. Like, my mom's on the way home. Like, da da da. He's like, bro, like, his mom doesn't get off till like 2. Like, that's why he came right now so that he could stay a little while. And at this time, I had no job, no money. So I'm just like, bro, like, I can't even Uber you to leave this shit. Like, we're just fucked. Closet, because I'm watching my mom. She's on the way home. And she didn't work that far. Like, her work was up the street. So he's like, should I hide in the closet? And I'm like, no. Like, she didn't see you. He's like, under the bed. I'm like, no. This dude, a roof right next to my window, like a little roof. He gets on the little roof. We close it. I put the blinds down, close the blinds, everything. I tell my mom he leaves. I tell my brother he left. My brother's like, you shouldn't even have boy. Da, 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 da. My mom gets there. And she's like, what the fuck is that? Fourth, and she goes to her room. She showers and she goes to bed. I don't even know. He could have been out there for 30, 40 minutes. We fell asleep. We cuddled, went to bed. I woke up. My mom was at work. That was the first time I ever snuck a boy in, and I was so fucking scared, bitch. But fear builds character.
This is a list of things that my cheating, porn-addicted, narcissistic ex-husband said to me while I was pregnant / postpartum with our first baby. Starting off strong, when I was pregnant, I had COVID. He was living in his mom's house, did not have a job, and I told him that I needed him to get a job and start getting ready for the baby. And he said to me, what are you doing to help? Secondly, when we were arguing and I told him I felt like I meant nothing to him, he said, you're just my 24th body. Thirdly, when I was postpartum, he said, you'll never have the body I want. Fourth, he said, the only reason I don't look at other women is because I know it will make you mad, which is funny because that's all he did our whole entire 4.5 years of our relationship. Next, when I was postpartum, I asked him to come and cuddle me while he was playing games because I finally got the baby to sleep, and he said, why would I want to touch you? Next, when I was pregnant, he said, your legs have gotten fatter. Whenever we would fight, he would go, there's the door. Next, I asked him to please compliment me more because he never complimented me, and he said, I'm a man. I don't call things pretty. Next, I wanted to get a job. And he was kind of weird about it, so OnlyFans came up. And he goes, just think how much you'll make when you go to the gym. Next, to tie into that, sometimes he'd look at my butt and randomly go, do some squats. Next, he said, you deserve 100%, but I don't want to give you 100%. Next, when I was postpartum, 6 days postpartum, he said, if you don't have sex with me, I'll leave you. I did in fact have sex with him 6 days postpartum after pushing his baby out of my hoo-ha. Next, you're not my type. And then, to tie into everything I'm saying, he'd constantly say, you're just overreacting. You're insecure. Then, when I was pregnant, it was summertime. I had my baby in August. I was like 8 months pregnant and I got a bikini on. And I asked him if he liked my bikini or if I looked cute. And he looks at me and he goes, shave your armpits. Next, after I had our baby, I was doing night shift. He would leave in the morning to go to work, and I was just tired, and I was like, can you please just do one shift during the night, because newborns get up like every hour. I was so tired, and he goes, you know I'm not a morning person. Then I was trying to explain to him why I thought I was a good partner, because I just wanted him to love me, and I was like, I think I have good qualities, and I was naming off what I thought were my good qualities, like I'm helping, I'm organized, I'm loving, you know, I'm a good listener, just listing things off. And he goes, who would want to be with somebody like you? Nobody. Then, when I was pregnant, I would often, like, it's really embarrassing, but I would often literally on hands and knees be like holding my pregnant belly, just be like, please love me, like just sobbing, like, please love me, stop cheating on me, like, I just want love, I just want respect, like, please just love me. And he said, I'm not going to do something I don't want to do. I'm sorry guys, this is not funny, I just cope through laughing. Anyways, when I was pregnant, so I'm naturally like strawberry blonde, and then it gets really blonde in the summer, but when I was 17 I dyed it like blonde, and so when I got pregnant at 18 I dyed it more brown so that it would fade back into my natural hair color, and I thought it was so pretty. And I asked him what he thought of it, and he goes, now you have poop hair. To tie into that, he would constantly look at me and say, dye your hair blonde, because he was obsessed with blondes. And then not long after both those statements, we were out in public, he saw a girl, and he said, she has the prettiest hair color I've ever seen, right in front of me. And last but certainly not least, he said, he said, I didn't fall in love with your heart, mind, or soul. I fell in love with your boobs. I mean, but like, anyways, thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
Get ready with me while I talk about how this weird guy is like low-key obsessed with me and he has a girlfriend. When I was in high school, my friend was dating this guy and he was a year older than us, so he was in college and we were seniors in high school. Self-tanned and let's see if bronzer can help fix this. Anyways, so we would visit the ex-boyfriend like once in a while because he lived like 2 hours away. This ex-boyfriend had a roommate who was like 3 years older than us, so we were 18 at the time and he was 21. He was just like weirdly obsessed with me and thought I was just like so pretty. I don't know, he would just like say weird things. I was still in high school and he like would DM me and say weird things, and I can't even look back at the conversation because he unsent them. But he would start to like bother me so much, and like it was an obvious sign like, dude, I am not interested. So I started searching up like scary photos of like weird people and start sending them to him whenever he would like text me, and it would have like some weird language. I like put in a translator that was like, leave me like the fuck alone, but it was like in a different language, so he had no idea what I was actually saying. So looking back in the date, it showed in the DMs from like 2022. So I think that was the last time that he texted me. I literally forgot like who this guy like even was. Holy cow, I look like a ghost. And like 2 weeks ago, I randomly start getting DMs from this guy, and I'm like, no way, it's the guy from like freaking 4 years ago. And this dude is swiping up on my, like, going through my highlights and stalking me and sending me my own highlights and being like, oh my god, like all these just like weird things, and like it's just like of selfies of me. And I'm like, what is wrong with him? And then he would like unsend it and then like send a new one. I see that he sends me a photo like on DM where you have to like click it to see it, like on Snap, like how Snapchat is. And it's a photo of himself in the mirror with no shirt on saying question. You know what my question was? Oh yeah, this is where I didn't say. So I look on his like Instagram profile picture, and it's a photo of him and his girlfriend. My question was, what's your girlfriend's Instagram handle? And then instantly I was blocked on Instagram. So I never found out what her Instagram handle was. Then I'm posting TikTok stories, and I see who looks at my TikToks, and I see someone that's not following me, and I'm like, it says his name. And I'm like, is this who I think it is? I look into his followers, and I see the girl that looks like the girl on his Instagram profile, and I'm like, oh my god, this is him, and this is his girlfriend. And this girl's really pretty too, so I'm like, how the hell did he pull her? And so then I like decided to stalk her TikTok, and her recent video was literally a song about cheating. I don't remember the exact lyrics, but I'm like, wow, like that's so weird. I think the song was like along the lines of like, if he cheated then like I'd leave or something like that. Damn, like do I tell her? Like I would want to know too, but I don't know, that's what my question is. Like Joe continues to stalk my TikToks like pretty often because I'm always seeing him in my TikTok views, because I think he can't stalk me on Instagram since I'm blocked. Like, why are you stalking me? You literally have a girlfriend. Like, you're freaking weird. And I feel bad. So yeah, that is my story time. Let me know what you guys think I should do. And that is the finished makeup look.
Story about how I got arrested at my daughter's court hearing. I go in the courtroom for her custody hearing, and that doesn't show anything, but this is the paper that I got served with. The following document to be served on the defendant. I was the defendant in that case. It was a restraining order. The caption of notice of hearing on domestic order or domestic violence protective order. He filed a restraining order. That I was like, okay, whatever, because he's filed so many things against me. I'm not gonna say his name or who he is because it doesn't matter at this point. But so we go through my daughter's thing. The judge hears both sides, you know. And then come to, there was like a recess thing for the judge to like decide. All of a sudden I hear a cop behind me go, are we gonna do this now? And the judge was like, yeah, you can do it now. And I have like 4 police officers standing over me telling me to stand up. And I was like, I don't know what the hell is going on. Apparently I had a warrant out for my arrest. For the charges were, I think it was, hang on, let me find out. Cyber stalking, communicating threats. Mind you, I have never done those to anybody, actually, including this person. My first appearance was done that day. The judge did me a huge favor. The family court judge did me a huge favor. I didn't know he had that power, but he did my first appearance. He gave me an $1,000 unsecured bond. If you don't know what an unsecured versus secured is, secured means you have to pay that to get out of jail. Unsecured means that you can sign yourself out of jail, but if you don't show up to your next court date, you have to pay that $1,000 to get out of jail. So he gave me a $1,000 unsecured bond. I was out of jail, like I got booked into jail, signed myself out, and I was out. I was within I was out within 45 minutes to an hour. I wasn't in there very long. I was never put in a holding cell. They just had me sit in a chair, get my mugshot done, fingerprint, and released. There was 2 different court dates for the restraining order and the 2 charges. The 2 charges were one case, and then the restraining order was another one. But the judge just combined them into one, so I didn't have to go back to court because he felt bad for me. So both of those were on January 5th of 2026. The judge takes him, or not the judge, I'm sorry. The DA takes him back into like a conference room or whatever. Talks to him back there. I don't necessarily know what they said. He comes back all pissed. And then the judge finally calls us up and was like, the DA threw out the charges. And so he tossed those. There was no evidence against me. I did nothing wrong. Then he asked the defendant, he was like, what do you want to do about the restraining order? And he goes, just throw it out. I don't care. So none of those, I was never convicted of any of those. It was honestly just a waste of my time. I do have a mugshot. If you guys would like to see it, I will put it in here. And here's my mugshot. I do not look very happy because I was not. I have been to court for so many things, so many stupid things, and all of them have been just thrown out or I've won them. So it is what it is, but that is a story about how I got arrested. Nothing's on my record. My record's still clean.
I'm going to tell a story, and to preface this, I just want to say I was a badass teenager, and I'm not going to make any excuses for any of the things that I did. I'm just going to tell the story. I want to say I was like 14 years old. Me and my dad got into it really, really bad one night, and I decided I was going to run away. This is my first time ever running away. It happened multiple times after this. We don't need to get into that right now. That's a story for another. So I wait for him to leave the house to go to the grocery store, and I tell him I don't feel good. I want to stay here. So as soon as he left, I decided, okay, it's my time. I got dressed, I packed my little book bag. I really only had like 3 pairs of underwear, 2 pairs of socks, and maybe 1 outfit to change into. I was not being serious. So it's my time. I pack my shit and I start walking up the road. You need to know a couple things about where I lived. I lived in a decent neighborhood. My neighborhood was full of elderly people. But if you were to drive 5 minutes outside of my neighborhood, you would get to the worst part of my town. It's really bad. So I'm walking and I get to the top of my street and a van stops. There's a younger guy in this van. He's telling me to get in his car and I'm saying, no, no, no. And he's telling me to get in his car. He's saying, where are you going? Where are you going? You're not safe out here. Get in your car. This man is only speaking to me in Spanish, and I understand it because my best friend growing up was Hispanic and her parents taught me enough Spanish to understand what people are saying. He's telling me that I'm not safe out here. Get in his car. He's going to drive me where I need to go. And he's honestly just a couple years older than me, so I kind of start to trust him. He offers me and I get in the car because that's really all I need whenever I'm 14 years old. When we're talking, somebody rear ends him because, mind you, he stopped in the middle of a busy road. Somebody rear ends him. I get in the car and he just drives. We're driving. We're in the car for maybe 10 minutes. I start to realize that I don't know the address to where I'm supposed to be going. I'm trying to get him to take me to my boyfriend's house, 14-year-old me boyfriend's house. And I'm looking out the window and I'm like, oh, this is not the right way. I don't know the address, but I know that this is not the right way. So I start talking to him in as much Spanish as I know. And I'm like, take me the other way. Take me down this road. He's like, no, 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 that's even farther, that's even farther away. I'm not going to take you that way. And I said, fuck no. And I ended up jumping out of the car because this man was refusing to take me to exactly where I needed to go. So I jumped out of the car. That night, I think I walked for 3 miles until I got to my boyfriend's house. At the time, 14-year-old me boyfriend. He had no idea I was coming. His dad had no idea I was coming because, mind you, he was 15 because I was 14 years old. I show up at his house. Everybody just lets me in. Nobody asked me any questions why I'm walking around at 10 o'clock at night. My dad probably looking for me at this point. I think I stayed there for probably a month until an Amber Alert got put out, and then I went home because everybody was scared of going to jail for keeping me.
My boyfriend got my best friend a Valentine's gift. I posted a video about how my boyfriend got me, of course, and my best friend flowers and like little candies for Valentine's, and people are like all up in arms about it in the comments. First off, everybody's so mad that my best friend went in for like a side hug. I'm about to like burst your bubble, but that video was scripted. Like, he did get her the flowers and the chocolate, but I made them like reenact how he gave it to her or whatever because I wanted to make a TikTok out of it. And it really wasn't even all like that because we all live together because we're in college, and the night before Valentine's she spent the night at a friend's house because she wanted to go out and I had work. And so she wasn't home when he came back, and he left it in her room, and she came back home and opened her door and there were flowers right by her bed. or like by her like little hallway in her room. But people in the comments are taking this way too seriously. I'm sorry, but in my opinion, if you think your boyfriend getting your best friend's flowers is like toxic or weird or something, then you like seriously need therapy. Like you need to like reevaluate. Like there needs to be some serious like self-reflection. Like I understand not like wanting your boyfriend to do that. That's okay. Like everybody, you know, to each their own. But saying that that means they're cheating or whatever, like you need to heal. Like, oh my gosh, people are acting like I told her boyfriend to go cheat on them or something. And also, I just want to say Valentine's Day is not about like just romantic love. Like it's literally the day of love. Like that's the day to love all the people around you. Because at the end of the day, that's his friend too. Like yeah, maybe through me, but we live together, we're roommates, we all hang out, like we're a little friend group. I think a lot of the people that were like, oh hell no, are one, I go on their profile and they like I can just tell they're like a toxic person in relationships, or two, they're 10 years old. Like I'm sorry, but you're literally 10 years old. Like what do you know? Somebody was like, I would not want my friend hugging my boyfriend. I wouldn't want friends that I don't trust hugging my boyfriend. Like obviously don't be all up on it, but we're Hispanic, so we're just like, that's how Hispanics are. Like we're affectionate, like we greet people with a kiss, like we hug, like that's just how we are. Like I've also had people DMing me about it. It's not that serious. You'll survive. If you don't like the video, you don't agree, you can scroll.
Okay guys, my TikTok stories, my Instagram stories will not upload at all for some reason. I don't know why. He probably cut my phone off or something. I'm not sure. But I'm just gonna debunk everything from beginning to end. And all of this is the truth. And if you want like proof of anything specific, I could probably find it. So just let me know. And I've never dealt with such a narcissist and sociopath in my life. So yeah, here goes part one. I'll start like 4 months into us dating. So I started going to see him in Jersey, which we've like known each other for a year before we actually started like talking and dating. So I started flying to Jersey to see him in May of 2023. And then I'm gonna like skip forward a few months and start in August or July, August of 2023. So we were dating for a few months and he like wanted me to invest or do something into his company. I don't know. I knew nothing about business at the time and I was just like, okay, I love him. Like I trust him, I guess. Like whenever I joined the relationship, I had like $55,000 in my savings account and then like a bunch of personal credit cards that like didn't have a penny on them, like of debt. Like they all had like their full availability on them. So he got me to invest like $30,000, something like that, dollars into a business. I don't know what that meant. I just honestly just gave him the money. And he had me sign like an MDNA or something that like is worthless. Like it's not gonna hold up anywhere. It was probably just to try to get me to shut up about whatever. I don't know. So I do that. And then come October, we like agree to have me quit my job and I'll take care of like the house and all the animals and like him and all that, which was fine. So I quit my job and I still have whatever 55 minus the 30 is from the investment in my savings account. And he's like, just use the rest of that towards your bills and like whatever. And then once that runs out, like I'll take over. For one, I would never quit my job or like spend my savings if there wasn't like an agreement that like you would be taking care of me. And like, I thought I was marrying this man and like, this would never be a problem, which is dumb of me, honestly, looking back, and I'll never do that again. But yeah, that was the situation at the time. So I eventually have obviously no money and like cash in my account, and then I'm relying on him. And he's never added me to a bank account. He's never added me to a card. Like I just have his physical credit card and I use it wherever I go. So we do that. Still to this day we do that. But a few months in, he opens a business in my name and gets like a bunch of credit cards under that business. And okay, story time, part 2 of my experience with a narcissist ex baby daddy. Okay, so I left off at the part where he opened a bunch of credit cards in my business, and those are all maxed out. He maxed them all out, as well as all my personal cards, which total up to $150,000 in credit card debt right now that I have. And he's been making the minimum payments, and he's never missed a minimum payment yet. But he's been threatening to stop, and anytime I do anything he doesn't like or say anything that he doesn't like or post on social media, even though he's putting his entire life and everything on there, he like threatens me. And I don't care. The worst that can happen to me is that I have to go home and live with my parents as a 30-year-old single mom, file bankruptcy, I guess, get a job, and start over. It's not the end of the world. I'll be okay. Like, that's my worst case scenario, and I'm okay with that. Is it ideal? No, but it's my life right now. So anyways, so personal credit cards also maxed out. Total is like $150,000. Last year, the beginning of last year, like February, March, something like that, I had a 401k with like $30,000 in it. Cashed that out and sent it to him. And I have like all the receipts for these wires and everything I could show anyone who wants to see. So at this point in our relationship to like right now, he owes me like $215,000, actually more, because now that I took a 401k out early, I'm gonna have to pay a lot of taxes on that, which is like probably another $8,000 to $10,000. And you know, that's not, I don't have a job. I haven't in over 2 years. He knows that, and he's supposed to take care of everything. So whenever he wants to post all this stuff about money or like me being a gold digger, me needing to go find a job, he has all my money. I don't have a single penny to my name to even buy like a piece of bubble gum if I wanted to, unless he gives it to me, because he got me into this position where I'm financially dependent on him, and he can threaten me, and he can do all of that. So yeah, that's that part. Welcome to part 3. I'm so bad at remembering where I left off. Frick. I think I left off saying, okay, so whatever, around $215,000 for sure, and then probably a little bit more by the time you had taxes in and stuff. And so I have to rely on him right now. So before we had a baby, we actually tried for a while. And Frank used to take tests, and he had like a 0 sperm count. So he had to take HCG to make that go back up in order to have a baby. And I don't know what all these agreements he's talking about are, like acting like we signed contracts for everything that's ever happened in our relationship. Like, I thought we were just in a normal, happy, loving relationship, and just like, we both knew the deal and we can talk about stuff, but it doesn't mean it's like a legalized document like he's saying. So I really don't know where that comes from. But we did say like he's in a startup and like works a lot. So the first year of Nico's life, yeah, I have no problem taking care of him 24/7. And the whole time I was pregnant, I was very sick. I threw up nonstop every day. I couldn't smell food. I couldn't like cook food. I lost weight, and the whole first and like half of the second trimester, and like I couldn't do anything. I was dead all day, hunched over the bathtub, crying and throwing up. And then once I gave birth, I had like a little bit of a rough birth, and I pushed for 4 hours. I thought I broke my tailbone, but I didn't, but it felt like that. Like I actually couldn't walk. I almost had to get a blood transfusion. And like even in the hospital, when I was ready to push, Frank was in the parking lot getting his hair cut. If that just like is a hint at anything that I should have like looked back on and saw. And then even the night we were in the hospital, like I couldn't move out of the bed. I couldn't lift Nico out of that little thing even into my lap. And he was just so unhelpful. And like, I'd be like, hey, can you like fix the swaddle? Can you do this? And he's like, that's what the nurse's job is. That's what they're here for. Like, I get that we said I would be caring for the baby 24/7, but you also like have to help me a little bit while I literally couldn't move or in the hospital. And like maybe the couple days like that we come home, like I couldn't walk. So yeah, that happens. Or I'll go to the next part. Okay, story time part 4. So we get home from the hospital, and like within the first week of us being home, like I kept ripping my stitches back open because I'm trying to bend over and do stuff because Frank doesn't do anything around the house. Or hire a cleaner, you know, if he had so much money, he could have hired a cleaner. But so I kept ripping them open. I wore a diaper for 3 months because I kept like ripping the stitches back open and whatnot. Yeah, and so I have no problem with our verbal agreement of like Frank is going to be working very hard. I have the baby 24/7. I to this day have no resentment or anger towards that. Frank's never changed one diaper in his life. He's never fed Nico once. He's never picked Nico up for more than 10 minutes straight. If I even ask to take like a 5-minute body shower, like I usually get attitude. Like it's very rare that he's like, yeah, of course. Like he's an Instagram dad. Like it looks like he has like father of the year and photos all over his stuff, but like he takes the photos and is gone. And like I'm a good fiance and mom. I wanted him to have as many memories as possible. Like I used to take so many photos of him with the baby as he took like none of me. So yeah. And then I guess before Nico, the whole car situation, actually, where I should start now. Actually, I'm gonna pause because Nico's yelling real quick. Okay, back to part 5. I guess the sound cut out. So I think I was saying to the car situation, whenever I met Frank, I had like a brand new Honda Accord. And into our relationship, I ended up selling that and made like $2,000 off of it. And Frank doesn't really drive, so he's like, let's just share a car and get rid of yours. So I was like, okay. And it was the M850, and that was like his choice. I didn't like say, can we please sell my car and I drive your car? But whatever. Yeah, it's a nicer car than I had. And one thing about Frank is when he purchases cars, he has like always had negative equity rolled over, and they've also pretty much always been in his grandfather's name because he can't get a car on his own. I'm not saying he can't make the payment, he can't, but he can't like sign for it for some reason. So I'm driving the M850 until Nico's born, and that thing is like always in the shop. It's always broken down. He's putting like 10, 15 grand into it like every few months, and it's just like a headache. Like, I hated it. I wish I would have just like kept my Honda Accord, because do I look like a car girl? Do I look like I care if I'm driving an M850? No. But it was a nice car. Like, I'm not saying I'm not grateful for it. I was. Okay, so Nico is born. We still have the M850, and it's like hanging on by a thread at this point. And it's a ragtop coupe. So like, to put Nico in the back, I pretty much like had to put the top down and like put him in, then close the top. Or sometimes if you like freaking hung him upside down and like shimmied him in there, like you can get him in the back. And so the car broke down, and I did end up getting the Yukon Denali as a rental car. And I did get in an accident, and it's because a 90-something-year-old lady pulled out in front of me while I was going straight, and I just rammed into her because she pulled out in front of me into my lane, and I was not on my phone. And thankfully Nico wasn't in the car, but if he wasn't dead. His car seat was untouched. He still sits in the same car seat to this day because it wasn't damaged. So just so many things he says are just so dramatized, or just like lies. Like, this man lies for no reason over the stupidest things. Like, he could have 5 pennies in his pocket and he has to say he has 7. Like, he always just has to like white lie about everything. But anyway, so we finally get the Cadillac, which is in his grandfather's name, and he's the co-signer. And the M850 was only in the grandfather's name, not even in Frank's at all. But and he'll tell you it's for some business reason. He wouldn't have gotten approved, honestly. So let me do another part. Okay, sorry, I literally always forget the last thing I said, and then so like I think I'm picking up and where I left off, but it might be a little off. But we finally get the Cadillac, and like I said, it's in his grandfather's name mainly, and then he's the co-signer. He makes it like all about me on social media. Like, I got Danielle this car, this is her push present, her Christmas present, like wanted to get a custom license plate, Nico bus, like made it all about me. And then, yeah, whatever, the car thing was fine after that. But then we are at home after like Nico's been born and whatever. Frank like hasn't really been working the past 4 months or so. He's just been like lounging around a lot, and like kind of the beginning of his crash out, like he just wasn't being himself. And I've tried to be there in every way like I can for him, like outside of Nico. Like, I'm literally a brand new mom who was healing my body, taking care of a newborn, taking care of 3 dogs, a cat, and Frank. Like, Frank is worse than taking care of a baby. He is like a full-time toddler. I do everything for him. So yeah, so I'm sleep deprived, you know, going through normal postpartum stuff. He doesn't like even care to like say hi to Nico in the morning half the times. He has such a bad need to go get in the morning, rushes out the door, goes to the smoke shop, like is the first thing he has to do the second his eyes peel open. When I was freshly postpartum and like we just had the coupe and the car didn't really work, I'd be like, can you please get me Starbucks on the way home? It was like right outside our neighborhood. Like, he did not have to go out of his way, besides like going in the line or running in to pick it up. Like, I even put in the order on my phone, and like all he had to do was walk in and like get it. He didn't even have to wait. Always had an attitude about that. Like, sir, I am at home postpartum with our baby, and you can't even like get that on your way home from getting weed. I shouldn't say the word weed, I think, on here, but whatever. Okay, so basically I'm just getting at, like, I didn't expect Frank at all to like help actually take care of Nico, but I did expect him to like want to be there for his child, want to be there to support me postpartum, and like just genuinely like bond with his kids sometimes, which I guess he didn't want to, and that's fine. Other things were more important. So we left the house that we lived in when we brought Nico home because of just like some issues that we were having at that house. We did move out to Wesley Chapel, where we had like a really nice house on the golf course on property. We wanted property for the dogs and just like to settle down in more of like a family-friendly neighborhood because we were having a baby and like get out of downtown. And I liked it there. I had no problem with it. So then we look at coming back to downtown Tampa because we just like were right over here before. We knew the landlord, he can help us get into a place. We had to live in an Airbnb for like a whole month before we got into this place, waiting for the tenant to move out. But like he didn't just move here because I'm like, I need to live downtown for coffee shops. Like he likes it here too. And I've always told Frank, like, yes, I like living downtown. Like I prefer to be near a city, like prefer to be near things to do, but like Frank and Nico are my home. Like I could live in the middle of Idaho with them and like I'll still be happy. Like I don't need like luxury houses. Like whenever we used to look for places on Zillow, he'd sometimes be like, oh, like look for a cheaper place, and I'd send him like places that were $2,000 to $3,000 a month, and he'd be like, that's disgusting. Like no, I would never live in that. So every time we live somewhere, he ends up paying around $5,000 in rent because like he doesn't like the options that are below that. Like Frank is bougie. And so we moved here, and it's a 4-bedroom place, not 5. Like he has to exaggerate everything. Not that that's like a big deal, but just like showing you how he exaggerates stuff. And it's a beautiful place. It's right next to Armature, walking distance. Like I do love it here. So that's the situation, and we have this till May 1st. And Frank could basically pay to break the lease, like right now, to get me out of here. But you'd have to pay $10,000 to do that because you have to pay 2 months worth of rent to leave, and we only have 3 months left on it. And maybe he doesn't have the money to do that, so he'd rather pay the $5,000 each month until we leave, because that's like less money all up front at once. Like if he wanted to kick me out of here, like he can cancel it and I'll just go to my parents, like I said. But do I prefer to stay in this house alone, like downtown near my friends, walking stuff, restaurants? Yes. The only reason I do not want to go to my parents is because they live in Valrica and it's just far from everything. Nothing against my parents, just the location here is preferable for me. Okay, part 8, I think. Okay, so at the past few months, I guess, where we're at, Frank like started crashing out in the way of going out to restaurants like every single day, at least twice a day, like lunch at Bouillon every day, dinner at a steakhouse every night, like literally spending over $1,000 a day on food. And so yeah, on my stories and stuff, it looks like I'm just like living the life. I'm going to all these fancy restaurants. When I go to a restaurant, like I hardly order an appetizer. I order like my one meal, and like, yeah, it could be a steak, but like one meal. I don't even really drink alcohol. I would get like Shirley Temples half the places I go, and like sometimes espresso martinis. Like I'm a pretty cheap date. Frank is out here ordering $300 to $500 bottles of wine, like endless drinks, like 20,000 appetizers, not 20,000 appetizers, like all seafood. I don't even like seafood. Like I'm the pickiest eater. So like all these bills are pretty much him. And every time like money is discussed, he wants to say like, let's go back and see how much money I spent on you throughout the years. For one, if you're a provider and so big on providing, a woman is not going to quit her job and go through her savings and give you her money if like she's being like, you're totaling it and like, am I supposed to pay you back? Like you're honestly, I don't want to say doing the bare minimum because like we live in a nice house, we go to nice restaurants, but like it's all for him. He's never like just planned something with a reservation and said like, we're going to go here, let's take you on a date. Any restaurant we go to, it's decided like 5 seconds before we leave. And he's like, let's go here, let's go there. Not that I don't appreciate it and like the food, obviously, but it's not like considerate or intentional to like take me on a date. It's just like a normal dinner for him. So yeah, like I was eating good. It looks like I'm just living the life out here, but it was just him crashing out, going to restaurants every day. And if I even like tried to cook at home, he's like, no, I don't want that. I want to go here. I want to go there. And this guy eats like 20 meals a day. Not 20, I'm being dramatic like him. Like several dinners, because he so much has the munchies, I guess. And like I could cook dinner and 1 hour later, he's like, order pizza. 2 hours later, like order Wendy's or order this, order that. Like he never just like eats one meal and like can go to bed. So let me do another part. Okay, part 9. And I'm sorry this is so long, but when I tell stories, like I actually want to tell like everyone's perspective, so everyone's not like, Danielle's just saying this to make herself look better. Like I want people to know like Frank's side, like things I might have done wrong too. Like I said, when I was pregnant, I was dead. I couldn't do anything. I didn't cook, I didn't clean. I didn't like take care of Frank the way he likes to be. Like he likes to be massaged to bed every night because he has sleeping problems. Like I couldn't really do that. And same postpartum, like I'm taking care of a baby. Okay, I think we're on part 10. Okay, so I'm gonna like not skip anything, just like we kind of have been like not arguing, but like arguing a little bit for like the past couple months about him not liking my parents. And that's like the main reason that I think we're broken up right now, is because he like hates my dad And it's because my dad's always seen through his bullshit. Like, we'll go out in public and like he always has to be yelling like across every table, everything, saying like, what do you do for work? I own this, I own that. And like he doesn't own this or that. My dad knows that. So he's like, what are you saying? Why do you, and like, I mean, if you've watched his stories, you know he has to like brag about stuff, show stuff off, and like try to look a certain way. So my dad just doesn't like that. My dad's like old school and like just sees through it. And so he wanted my dad to sign a car for us or a house, and my dad like doesn't trust him and doesn't like want to do that. So my dad was like, no. And my family is like a normal middle class family. Like, my dad's retired. If he signed for something and like we broke up, someone died, like anything happened, like that would be a lot on my parents to have to take care of the financial part of it. Like, that's just not a normal thing to expect from your in-laws, and he thinks it is. And that's like why he said he couldn't be with me, is because he hated my dad, because my dad didn't sign on stuff for us. Like, if he has any other reason of why he hates my dad, it's not true. Like, that's the only thing my dad has done. Otherwise, like, my parents loved him, and like even I wouldn't say like my dad loved him, but like cordial. Like, we hung out, went to dinners all the time, did this and that, whatever. So where am I now? So let's just go to the part where he's about to go to Jersey. For like the past month and a half, he's been like spiraling quicker and had to go on some prescription pills, anxiety meds, and he's mixing it with alcohol, with weed, sometimes sleeping pills, sometimes kratom, like a lot of stuff. And it just completely changed his personality. And I noticed his personality change within 2 days. His family noticed, like everyone close to us. And so he went to Jersey and got a one-way flight. So maybe he was planning this before he even went. I don't know. Even if not, like, this is his third time doing this in like the past month and a half, where he just goes to Jersey and says like, I'm working, I need to clear my mind, I need to do this. Like, you have a wife, fiance, whatever, he always called me his wife, and a 6-month-old baby. Like, you don't just get to go on all these healing journeys and like trips and go spend all this money and like leave me at home with every responsibility, and like I just don't know what you're doing. Okay, so the day Frank lands in Jersey, he basically says like, hey, I'm pretty busy today, like I'm gonna be off my phone, I'll talk to you tonight before I go to bed. And he's staying like at his best friend's house, he's telling me. He lives in Jersey. And so earlier that day, we have like electric blinds in our room, and they like weren't charged, I guess, and they've never ran out of battery before. So I don't know what the charger looks like, I don't know what anything looks like, or like where it is. And so I text him saying like, hey, like these are for our bedroom, like I don't even remember what the wording was, but like I need the freaking charger so me and our son can sleep in the room without people looking at us. Even though it's on the second floor, you can literally see into the bed and like the light coming in and stuff. I send that at 1 p.m, doesn't respond. I send it again at 5 p.m. to his other phone. He has 3 phones. He left the 2 that locations we tracked on at home and brought the flip phone with him. And then I call him again, like saying like, hey, I just need the charger. Like, where is it? What does it look like? He flips out on me, is so rude, hangs up, saying I'm bothering him about a charger, and I've just been trying to reach out to him all day. And then so he doesn't talk to me for the rest of the day, doesn't tell me when he's home. I don't even know where he is, honestly. He spends like $300 or $400 at dinner that night, and then just the next day posts on Instagram like him and 2 girls. And these girls, like, not that I've had problems with them, but like the last time he went to Jersey, I found out he was like secretly texting and calling one of them, and it was this whole thing. And he's like, she's just my friend, and like whenever I crash out, I go to her for advice, and yada yada yada, whatever. And so I'm like, okay, well, if this is your friend, like we've been together 3 years, you've never introduced me, you've never said anything about her besides that you would never date her because she face apps all her photos, like, okay, that's like all you've told me, so I don't know. And then so I'm like, okay, well, you made me delete every guy that I followed, friend or not, on Instagram when we got engaged in order to post our engagement, and you still follow like everyone you hook up with, and now you just have girlfriends, I guess. Like, in a relationship, like, I don't know, I don't talk to guys that like that, and I don't expect him to either, and he's on the same page honestly with that until now, I guess. But yeah, so he posts that photo, and I'll pick up in the next one. Okay, so we get to the part where he posts that photo, and at this point, from what happened last time, and I actually talked to this girl for like an hour and a half one night on the phone, and she like was like, yeah, we have been friends since like high school or middle school, something like that. And like, not that we're like best friends or we talk all the time, but like sometimes when like we're going through something, like we reach out to each other and like talk about it. And like, still not that I really like care for that, but I'm like, okay, like maybe he's in a really tough spot and like felt comfortable, whatever. Like, tell me, like say like, hey, I'm gonna reach out to my friend for advice, or like like I just knew nothing about it. I didn't know the situation. So then this time when he does it, again, like the day before he leaves, I find him like calling her again secretly and moving it to like the farthest away Instagram inbox so I didn't see it. And then I like called him out for it and he wouldn't admit to it. And so I'm like, okay, sketchy, if this is just your friend, like why do you keep being like weird and lying about it and sketchy? And honestly, I still to this day don't think he's like trying to cheat on me with her, like hooking up with her, anything like that. But it's just like disrespectful to me. And the fact that he'd like post that photo and like it was sent like 30 something times around Instagram, like is just embarrassing and disrespectful to me and honestly to him. So turns out like after we ended up breaking up, which like, again, I don't think we ever even said the words like we're done, we're broken up. He's been staying at our house and didn't tell me either. And while he's been gone, I've had to take my son to the hospital because he was so constipated. He had to get like an enema done and like his stuff dug out of him. Nasty, I know. And he's just out till 3 a.m. drinking. Like until last night, actually, he's never asked once, like, how's Nico? How's my son? Like not a word. He just literally straight up took a one-way flight there and disappeared and is buying an apartment, had his car brought up there, which I'll get to that part with the animals in a second. But yeah, just up and left. And is like acting like he's still father of the year and had to go heal and do this and that. Like, I'm sorry. If I needed to go heal and do something, like I'm a wife, fiance, and a mom now. Do I set our son on like the ground and just fly somewhere and hope like someone's gonna take good care of him? Like, thank God he has me and knows I would, but like, you don't just leave. And if you want to break up and you're not truly in love with me and that's the case, like I would never want someone to be with me who's not in love with me for their purpose or mine. Like that's not fair to either of us. So like say like, hey, this is not working out, I want to break up, and then we make a plan to do it like in the least chaotic ways possible, not just like straight up leave.
Can you go a little faster? I have places to freaking be.
Okay, I think I accidentally put part 11 on the last one, even though it was 12, so this is 13. And now I forget again where I left off. But yeah, okay. Anyways, the situation with those girls, friends, whatever. He just has done nothing but bash me and my family all over social media and just spread lies since the second he's landed there. Like, you guys can go watch his stories. They're clinically insane. Like, I have no words and I've never seen anything like this in my life. Like, I watch a lot of serial killer documentaries and I've still never seen anything like this in my life. So now that I've posted these, he's trying to like control me financially on what I say and do, like I said. So I'm sure he's gonna like do anything he can to make my life miserable now. But like I said, my worst case scenario is that I go back to my parents and I get a job, and that's fine. So there's not much he can do. You want to sue me? Like sue me for my negative money that you have? Like, I don't know. And I'll post some of the videos that he's posted on his story and like the horrible things he said about me, like the mother of his child. It's just crazy. What else has he done? I don't know. I just feel like there's so much more to it. And he's just like spreading lies and lies and lies and acting ridiculous. And I just had to stand up for myself at this point because most of it's not true or dramatized. So if you guys have like any specific questions on things or want proof of something. Oh, I know something I didn't bring up. The freaking bearded dragons. So his big thing is now that he like ditched me and left, he wants me to watch all his responsibilities while he holds money over my head, saying I can only stay in this house if I watch his bearded dragons. When he got those bearded dragons, I begged him not to get them. And when he did get them anyways, I was like, you know what, whatever, but I'm not touching them. I want nothing to do with them. They're toxic to babies. You have to turn their lights on in the morning, feed them all lettuce. A few hours later, feed them cockroaches. Like, I'm not touching cockroaches for nothing. Like, I'm not. And actually, I did some to help him out. But, like, no, there's a certain point where I'm done with that. And then at night, you have to turn their lights off. So, like, you're trapped at home all day to take care of these dragons that I told him straight up I didn't want. And in a relationship, like, you talk about those kind of things. Like, you don't just add responsibilities to the house on someone who already does everything and has a newborn, not even newborn at this point, 6-month-old baby. And just keep adding things because you want them. Like, I said no. So now he wants to go to Cabo. It's his birthday. He wants to do this and that. He wants to run around the city like a maniac and go drinking and partying and doing this and that. And thinks I'm just going to sit here, like, watching his bearded dragons. Like, I'm not. So he wanted his one dog, Lily, who, by the way, is not a service dog. I'll finish this one. The next one. This one's too long.
They're gonna have to dismiss so many people before they find an unbiased jury. All they would have to do is pull up my TikTok and I would be immediately dismissed.
Okay, so we're to the animal part where he's saying that I could stay in a $5,000 house. He'll pay me 2 to 3 grand a month. He'll get anything I want if I watch his Bearded Dragons for 3 weeks. Like, no. I watched them for a week, and that was enough considering I said I'm not watching them in the first place. And you're not gonna dangle like money and my livelihood over the head and like threaten me every other second that you don't get what you want as you're trashing me on social media, like with lies. Like, if you've seen his post, you know what I'm saying. So anyways, he wants the one dog, Lily, who's not a service dog. She's not trained for PTSD. She's a normal dachshund. And she has anxiety herself. Like, she probably needs a service dog. But JetBlue is what his mom was flying home, and he wanted his mom to fly the dog back to him and keep the other dog here, the cat, and the Bearded Dragons, while he does who knows what. So Lily weighs like 23 pounds and is like about 24 inches long or something like that. And on JetBlue, you can only have an 18-inch carrier and they can only weigh 20 pounds. And we were like, whatever the weight limit, like they probably won't even weigh her. But we tried to put her, like shove her in the thingy and it wouldn't even close. Like she actually wouldn't fit in the thing. And he just kept threatening us. He sent his mom a cease and desist letter threatening his mom to sue her for withholding his dog. And we were like, she is a visitor in our house. Your dog is in your own house. And she will not fit in the crate. Like, we paid the pet fee to bring her on the plane. We tried putting her, like, everything. We tried everything. So he's a little delusional there. But so then the choice was he could have flown here himself and driven the car back up with all his stuff and the animals. But no, he doesn't like to do anything, like, on his own. Like, he doesn't want to lay in the bed he made and take care of his own responsibilities. So he pays someone to drive the Cadillac up there with some of his belongings and all the animals. And then he's like trashing me, saying like I've caused nothing but inconveniences in his life because I made him take his dragons back, and like I'm this and that because I wouldn't watch the dragons. Like, I've never heard so much about a bearded dragon in my life. Like, it's Bearded Dragon Gate at this point, and I'm just sick of them. Like, that's not my responsibility, and there's literally like bins of cockroaches upstairs still because I'm scared to touch it to throw them away. Like, I said I didn't want that. But anyways, if someone just up and leaves, they should probably take their life and their responsibility with them when they leave and not leave it on me. Like, if you want to, he said he's going to make war for 18 years, or give me a salary for 18 years if I'm good. That's called child support. Like, I can get child support no matter what. I don't know what amount, but like some sort of child support. And if you want to be nice and have the best for your son and like have him not be in daycare, then that's on you to decide what you want to do. If you want to go the traditional route, then that's fine too.